Hi everyone, this is AJ and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to my review for the new Predator film, Prey. Let's find out if this film is any good or not. Is it worth your time? Let's talk about it. So, as most anticipated movies of the year go, this was top of the list. Yes, I adore the Predator franchise. The first film, fantastic. The second film I watched last night, actually. A lot of fun. The third film, no problem with. The fourth film, questionable. But not a boring film, I will say that. Bad film, but not a boring film. So this one here, Prey, finally released on Disney Plus through Hulu. What can I say? This film comes at us directed by Dan Trachtenberg, who was the director of 10 Cloverfield Lane. The film runs for roughly about 100 minutes in length, and as we know, it is set in the past, in the year 1719, I believe, and follows a Comanche Indian girl, Native American, who wants to become a hunter, but they don't see her as such because she's a female and this sort of thing. And this is the Predator's first journey to Earth. So the hunt is on. Wow, what can I say? I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed this film. It's obviously a very simplistic plot following the young Comanche girl and wanting to be accepted as an Indian. And we can say that there's an element of a message there and this sort of thing. And no doubt the woke brigade will be saying blah, blah, blah. But forget all that stuff. Forget all that stuff. It's a new Predator film, for Christ's sake. And it's a new Predator film that works. Now, this film has been spoke about in droves. People, when it was first being mentioned, people were saying they're not going to like it. Then it was shown at San Diego Comic-Con, I think it was anyway, and there was an embargo on the reviews, but it looked good. It was a standing ovation for it and this sort of a thing. People saying it's the best Predator film since Predator. It isn't the best Predator film since Predator, of course it's not, but it is bloody good. It really is. What did I like about this film? Well, I liked the shooting, the scenery, the soundtrack was good. It's different than your other Predator soundtracks, but it's got a good soundtrack to it. The cast are all enjoyable, all likeable. The character growth of the primary character is very good. The Predator coming to Earth and it's working its way through. It doesn't just start hunting humans. It works its way up the food chain, so to speak. It works its way up that hunting chain. It goes for wolves. It goes for bears. We get the mud stuff, but the mud's, your fault you're giving it, and you're like, oh, here we go with the mud. But no, they don't do that. Even though it makes you think they're going to do that, it doesn't do that. It finds another way to create invisibility against the predators, and that in itself was fantastic. The Predator himself, I've got issues with the design again. The Predator has never been as good as the Predator looked in the first Predator film. This is more of a feral Predator. I don't know. There's elements I didn't like about the design. I liked it when it was masked on with the sort of bone mask and this sort of thing. I like the fact the young girl uses its own technology against him in a smarter way than what it has before. I like the fact that the Predator is given a technology base that is lesser than what we know the Predator to have in the future. So it's not too overly developed compared to the Comanches and what they're using. It is using a form of arrow and dart and this sort of a thing, as opposed to a laser blast, and it hasn't got the nuclear explosion thing that it usually has, and this sort of stuff like that, which takes me back to the Aliens versus Predator films, where we saw the Predators in the past fighting like during Aztec times and this sort of thing, and they still had the standard technology that they had. Made no sense really, but this film does it right. This film does it, it does it perfect, and the cloaking technology for the Predator has never looked better. It looks really good. Upon the design, you hear that knocking? That's actually a train passing by about half a mile away. Wow. Anyway, I've lost my train of thought now because of that tectonic movement. But anyway, so It's a fantastic film. It's fantastically shot. It's fantastically directed. Dan Trachtenberg has done a really good job of this. I'm hoping that Predator has found a new home on Hulu, and that we are given further Predator films. The film does introduce or give you a sort of origin story for the gun, but it still doesn't end up in the Predator's hands. So how does that come about? I'm talking about a gun from Predator 2, the 1719 gun that the Predator gifts to Danny Glover at the end. That's yet to be found out. I believe that this film will open the door to further Predator films set in the past, and I truly hope that it does, because the comic books have done that for a long time, and it works. It really does. So for me, I would say this is probably the third best Predator. No, sorry, on the second best Predator film. I really would. I like the fact that it has given us stuff different. It's the same but different. You know, it does it right. It does it right, and it does justice to the character of the Predator. It does justice to the franchise. It doesn't take it in a stupid direction like that last film did. This takes it back to its roots and what it should be. And wow, thoroughly enjoyable. Yes. I'm happy with this film. I am very happy with this movie. Anyway, this is AJ. That was just my thoughts. If you watched it yet, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care all, and goodbye.